possibilities. Your child's journey to success starts here. At Somerset College, we believe in reaching new heights. Join us as we embark on this incredible journey together.
Choosing the right school, a decision that will shape the future. If you could fast forward 10 years from now, what kind of young adult would you like your child to be? And more importantly, which school will help them to get there? Oops, there we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you officially to our Somcol Experience Day. Thank you for taking the time out to join us this morning. Myself and the team, we are delighted to share a little glimpse of what our school is about and the universe that we find ourselves in and the new frontiers and the galaxy that you will experience with us. But I want to start with this. Did you know, according to the national survey done in 2023, that 83% of parents search or look for academic excellence as a key factor when they are looking for a school? 72% consider extracurricular activities and holistic development as key factors and as important points to look at. 65% believe school culture and the values that the school obviously embodies, that plays a critical and a crucial role. But 100% of parents want their child to be happy, to be in an environment that is nurturing, but that there's a sense of belonging. And I really hope that in your short time with us today, that is exactly what you will experience at Somerset College. Because on this slide, that is what's really, really important to us. Right. There we go. So I want to start with the pillars of our galaxy. These are our values. So as we obviously embark on this journey, as we go into space, that's what we're trying to do today. Our values are dignity, contribution, aspiration, and creativity. It's really important for us that our children live a life of dignity, that they have respect for themselves, respect for others, respect for the environment, and that they have integrity in everything that they do. In addition, aspiration is really important value for us. We want them to aim and reach for new heights, and we want to challenge them to get there, new boundaries, new frontiers, new galaxies, new worlds, and I think that's really, really important to us. But as a school, as you will see on your journey today, creativity is the very essence of us, of what we do. We encourage innovation, we encourage original thinking, critical thinking, and then obviously very important to us is the contribution that we need to make. Contribution to the school, but also a contribution to our communities and the difference that we need to make there. That's really at the very heart of our school. So as we reach for the stars, I think it goes without saying that school is first and foremost about academics. That is why you actually explore different options for your child's schooling. But our academic excellence is something we are really, really proud of. I think we have a rich history of academic excellence, wonderful results, and obviously a track record of this. But more importantly, we believe in an individualized program, a program where your child is celebrated and that there's personalized support to get to a point where in each and every single one of them, that they will thrive and that they will reach their potential. So it's important to expand our horizons, to explore new avenues outside the classroom. We boast with a rich offering in terms of our extracurricular program. You will see today on your tour, the school provides many different opportunities on the sports front, in our cultural space, or in the arts, leadership programs, as well as our outdoor education. I think everyone's well aware of our flagship outdoor event at the end of grade 9, our Trek, which obviously you will see more about and hear more about when you go through to our Windsor Hall with your tour. But we encourage every student to find their passion, to find their lane. There's a bouquet of opportunities, and it's up to them to find whatever inspires them so that they can aspire to greatness and to develop to the best of their ability. Obviously, you need a launch pad for success as you go into this new galaxy. And I think we are really, really proud of our facilities, our state-of-the-art facilities, our resources that we have. We have high-tech classrooms, world-class sports fields, modern science labs, and it's an environment that encourages think, challenge, and change. We want our students to think about what they do. We encourage critical thinking, thinking out of the box, collaboration, but to spark that curiosity. That is really, really important. And we want them to challenge the status quo, respectfully. But we want to embrace difficulties, and they must see them as opportunities to develop, to grow, and to learn. And then obviously to change where necessary. We encourage adaptability, flexibility, resilience in an ever-evolving world, as we are all well aware of. But above all, we want to provide a safe, inspiring environment where our students can belong, where they can be nurtured, but where they can thrive at whatever level they want to. So, we're all about chasing dreams. What are your dreams? What are your ambitions? What do you aspire to? There's a saying that if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. We encourage students to dream big. Their dreams have to scare them. So, I would like to say, be part of a school that takes you beyond limits. Be part of a school that discovers new worlds. We really thank you for being here today and that you are on this journey as we've just hit the launch pad and we've hit liftoff, and you will see the new frontiers that we are about to embark on. So secure your child's space today or place today and take the first step towards this exciting future. Education is an investment. It's an investment that will last for generations to come. So it's not just your child, it will be your grandchildren and your grandchildren's children. So may you enjoy the day with us. A special galaxy awaits. So join Somerset College now. You will see after today why. So thank you so much for being here. The team will come up one after the other. So the next up will be Miss Jewel. Thank you.
I will make a comment a little bit later on my height, so just wait for that one. Good morning. I'm tempted to ask, by show of hands, how many of you sitting here this morning experienced high school as intensely exciting and enthralling? I'm tempted to ask, but I won't. And I won't because I'm concerned that the number of hands going up might be quite dismal. And that distresses me, because I'm driven by learning. Even though I've traversed the worlds of occupational therapy, psychology, criminology, and of course education, I have basically never left high school. And my height confirms that. Learning enthralls me, but my biggest hope is that more people could experience this. Ideas and thought have always been a powerhouse for progress. In today's fast-paced digital world, academic savvy drives innovation, it drives economic growth, and it also drives social transformation. Vice versa, though, a lack of thought and a lack of reflection, it derides progress. It destroys economies, and it impedes social transformation. So it's clear that the ability to grapple and reason is the ultimate game changer. Content-based learning no longer cuts it. But there is a catch. The ability to grapple and reason takes confidence. It takes a positive mindset. And this means that if young people are to thrive in the world today, they need to be happy. The notion that happy students are successful students is not just some comforting sentiment. It is actually a profound reality which is backed by research and real-world observations. In education, success and happiness are deeply interconnected. Right, so academics, which is the cool part of high school, has a wide offering insofar as our academic program is concerned. In grade 8 and 9, our students explore as many subjects as possible, with a total of 12 subjects, and it's a very full program. At the end of grade 9, our students choose their core matric subjects for grade 10, 11, and 12. And that's what we refer to as the FET phase, which is further education and training. In our FET phase, we accommodate each individual's subject choice. Mr. Tucker will be talking after me, and he's a whiz with our timetable. And on average, every year, we have over 1,200 different possible subject combinations in our FET phase. Secondly, Somerset College is open about the fact that our academic offering is unashamedly of a high standard, and as Mr. Now said, we're very proud of our results. Our students work hard at their academics, but we believe that this structure does not only promote results, but it also promotes an empowering work ethic and a critical thinking approach, which works for tertiary studies as well as beyond. Our 2024 matric cohort, so that's from last year, they managed to place us in the top 4 IEB schools in the country and the top in the Western Cape. All of our departments were above the national IEB average, with 10 of our academic departments 10% higher than the national average, and that included mathematics. While we are proud of these distinctions, if you talk to our staff, I think we are even more proud of a student who works hard for a 60% average, is a well-rounded, happy individual, and they enter their tertiary studies with a sound foundation and highly developed skills. A statistic that we're particularly proud of is that Somerset College has attained a 100% bachelor degree pass, which is a university entrance pass, since our inception 27 years ago. So I think it's fair to say that the core of our system is the promotion of each individual to reach their capacity. Our academic staff are an outstanding team, and not half as frightening as you might think. 42 of our teachers in the high school are moderators, examiners, or markers for the IEB on a national scale. That's 42. And 3 of our members of staff are moderators for the IEB International qualification. I'd like to point out, though, that academic staff are not mere vessels of enlightenment pouring knowledge into empty students. They're not. Instead, they are facilitators and mentors, growing alongside our students on our journey to significance. A top academic system cannot remain top unless it continually adapts to a changing world, and Mrs. Claire Searle will discuss innovation a little bit later in the program. So the other half of my job, pastoral affairs. Our support network is extensive and it's utilized to its maximum. Tutor groups, student portfolios or committees, student leadership bodies, they don't only provide opportunities, they also provide support, scaffolding, and a sense of belonging. Grade heads oversee each grade, and they come in to assist with healthy discipline. So if you get a phone call from your child's grade head, it's up to you whether you want to answer or not. Our chaplain, Patrick Cordery, is available to all students, and I regularly refer to him as the rock of our pastoral care system. And then, of course, the most specialised support system is our Student Development Unit, which offers a range of more specialised services, including mental health counselling, study and organisational assistance, career guidance, and accommodations. Also, if needed, they have a very healthy working relationship with external professionals. And so, in closing, I just want to emphasise that here we strive for ethical and active participants in our community. When they leave our doors, they graduate ready to contribute on a global scale. I look forward to getting to know you, and I look forward to many conversations in the future as we journey through your child's high school years. And I'd like to call on Mr. Gareth Tucker.
Good morning. Good morning. Alright, so as you can see, my name is Gareth Tucker. I'm the operational head of the senior school and also the director of the Cambridge program. Since I must only talk about Cambridge here today. But I'm not going to bore you with operational matters. You've heard a little bit about the timetable for the school. I'm sure nobody wants to hear about that. The Cambridge program really only kicks in after grade 10. So you guys are looking for all the excitement of grade 8, 9, and 10 prior to that. So I'm not even going to talk to you about the Cambridge program today, but if you'd like to chat to me, I am going to be around down at the bottom after all the tours, and I'm happy then to talk to you as well. We do have live online meetings later on in June, which you are also welcome to join if you'd like to know more about the Cambridge program as well. What I'm actually going to talk to you about today is something that I haven't been able to talk about before because my kids would have given me a hard time. So I was a parent at the school year up until last year. My daughter finished last year, my son finished in 2022. So I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit about our journey here at Somerset College as a parent and a parent of two kids who went through all the way from the prep school in, they call it grade double mort, all the way up to matric. So I joined Somerset College in 2009. I used to be in the engineering business prior to that. I was also in teaching prior to that, so I got totally new to this. But I was the operations manager of a engineering company when I was offered the opportunity to come teach at Somerset College, and this is where I wanted my kids to be. This was our school of choice, and that's why I took up the position to come to this school and work my way to where I am today here. And what I've done is I have seen my kids grow from grade triple mort and grade 1, growing confidence. They've grown all the way through the prep school, they've grown all the way through the high school, and they've turned into confident, caring, empathetic teenagers, and have taken advantage of every opportunity that's been made available to them. And that is the one reason why I wanted my kids to be at the school, because the opportunities that every student has is unbelievable. If they take every opportunity, they're going to be the busiest people around. So I watched my son, who's relatively quiet, computer nerd, speaks in code, literally, who comes from a family of zero music ability. I watched him play the saxophone for 3 years up on the Pops stage, get his grade 8 in saxophone, played in public concerts as a soloist, played with the jazz elites and the jazz band. He also did relatively well academically, but the confidence that I saw in that boy was unbelievable. I watched my daughter growing confidence as a hockey goalie, which is quite something. I would never stand in front of people shooting balls at me. I don't know. I was a relatively capable mathematician. She also played a bit of guitar, but unfortunately that ended up much like the rest of my family. But what I've really seen, and this makes me really proud to say that my kids went to Somerset College. I am a proud Somerset College parent, even though I do work here, so some people may say I'm slightly biased. But this is really true. I'm happy to say my kids went to Somerset College. I brag with it over the rest of my family. They don't really like me that much anymore. But anyway, but I like that they've been to this school because they've been equipped with the tools and and they've been equipped with everything that they need going forward. So both my kids are currently at university now, and I've seen how they've just been able to make the shift from school to university to the work pressure at university. So my son's third year, as I mentioned, my daughter's in first year. They've learned to be strong emotionally, they've learned to be strong mentally, and they've developed empathy for other people who may not be as fortunate as they are. And they see themselves as very fortunate having been able to attend a school like this. And so I've seen my kids go into university so well prepared that nothing has fazed them. They've just taken on the extra work pressure. They've taken on the difference. They're both in res. They're having to sleep with other people in their rooms, which is not something that either of them have had to do prior to this. And I've seen the same thing in the majority of their friends, because obviously we have these friendship groups. So it's not just my kids. I see all the kids who have gone through with them go on and develop into these amazing human beings at university and beyond. So the thing is Somerset College perfect? No. I mean, I have my issues with various things that took place in the school. But then again, not everything that your child encounters in life is going to be perfect. So what we did, we took the opportunities to teach our children to learn resilience and fortitude, find how to deal with people, work on relationships. And this then, from this, they've learned to take responsibility for their actions. And this has set them up so beautifully for the world to come. And our whole Somerset College is responsible for doing all of that, what it has installed in my kid. So while Somerset College is not perfect, it is certainly agile. We are not bogged down by a huge tradition that's been going on for hundreds of years. We are able to move with the times. You heard Mr. Jewell talking about it, and you're going to hear Ms. Searle talk about innovation and what happens in the school. And that comes about from being in the position that we are in, where we are able to be agile and quick thinking and quick moving. So, in closing, just to say, this is the school of choice for my family, and I really think it should be the top of the list of schools of choice for your family, because I've seen what it's done for my kids. So I'm going to end there, other than just to say, I'm going to run away now, because I'm off to the science lab, where there's some amazing, magical things taking place. So I hope to see you all come through there on the tour. Please do come join us, and enjoy the tours and see really everything that the school has to offer. And if you could get your kids to come to the school, or you do send your kids to the school, I think it'll be great. And just get them to take advantage of every opportunity that there is there. It's amazing. Thank you very much.
Mr. Tucker is very modest about his musical skills, actually. If you have a look at the board in the Windsor Hall later, you might even spot a photograph of Mr. Tucker, who was playing in a dad's band in our Pops concert last year, which was quite a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm David Orr. I run the music program at Somerset College, and there are probably quite a few recurring themes here from what you've already heard this morning. But when you start thinking about a school for your children, academics and sport are really given, so you expect them to be exceptionally good. What potentially separates some schools from others is the strength of their cultural offering and the breadth of it. And Somerset College really, I believe, has a huge amount in that regard to offer. It's one thing to study subjects in classrooms. It's an entirely different thing to participate in activities on the sports field or in the cultural arena, whether it is a play, theatre production, in an ensemble, or creating an artwork. This is really where students develop confidence, resilience, and collaboration, skills which mirror real life. In a world that's constantly evolving, where adaptability and emotional intelligence are considered very often as important as technical expertise, these skills and experiences really shape the kind of young adult that emerges out the other end. As examples, think of a student on the theatre, doing a drama production on the theatre stage. They have to have the courage to stand in front of an audience. They have to learn to collaborate, work together. They have to tell a story in a compelling way. These are real-life business skills. A musician playing in an ensemble has to listen to those around them. They have to adapt. They have to respond to the situation, cultivating emotional intelligence and teamwork. A visual artist learns to see the world in a different way through a lens which is both critical and imaginative. At Somerset College, the performing and visual arts are a core element in our holistic education. Let me find this slide so you can see. These are some inspirational quotes, but I hope what I'm saying is more inspiring. So, academics, co-curricular and extracurricular. These are three areas in which our cultural program operates. At an academic level, the program is grounded in academics, and the idea is that everybody has an experience of arts and culture at the school in grade 8 and 9. So all students choose 2 of 3 options. So there's music, art and drama, which they can choose. But all 3 of those subjects have a 50% practical component. So they all get to create. And then from grade 10 upwards, there's design as a subject, dramatic arts, music and visual art. They all offer to grade 12 and to A level. In the co-curricular space, which is where most of our students are likely to end their cultural journey, their theatre productions every year, their inter-house plays, their performance options, concerts, productions, pops, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more later, and then weekly opportunities in our assemblies and chapel services for performance. Just some of the co-curricular opportunities there will include the jazz band, the Jazz Elites, which is a smaller group which specialises in the development of improvisation, which again is a very valuable life skill. Resonance is a group of string players that rehearse alongside jazz so we can put together an orchestra. There's a marimba band, a drum line. The Bradell Boys is a boy band that emerged out of a pops process. They're very hip and cool. And in parallel with them is a girls' vocal ensemble. And from this year, a grade 10 band, which emerges out of the practical work that we do in grade 8 and 9. And alongside this, the paid for extras, the extracurriculars, they're on-campus individual music lessons in pretty much any instrument that you would like to play. There's a team of about 22 visiting staff who come in and offer these. And if you haven't got an instrument and you want to hire one, we have a whole fleet of those as well. And then there's the Stellenbosch and Hildeburg like Stedford, and external exams like Trinity College. Oh, how do we go back? Oh, there we go, okay. So I'm going to wrap up. So in conclusion, just want to point out that involvement in cultural activity is not about entertainment. It's really about developing real-life skills. And now I do want to talk a little bit about POPs. So one of our flagship events of the year is an event called POPs. Some of you may have been there. Just show of hands who actually has been to a POPs concert. Okay, quite a few. So POPs is one of those, an example of an education process which has grown legs of its own. It's a student pop band platform. Students have to develop entrepreneurial skills in a big way through the POPs process. They have to select their own participants. They choose a piece of music which they believe is going to have a competitive edge in the auditioning process. And last year, just as an illustration, there were 55 student bands that auditioned for 27 places. The previous year there were 45. So it's a very highly contested space. They then have to organise time management, teamwork. They have to think about who they need in their team to make this whole thing work. And then if they get in, they have to develop marketing material to go with their performance, and then develop the confidence to deliver it in front of a large audience. So more than just performance or participation, cultural activities create a profound sense of belonging, which Mr. Nell spoke about earlier. This is all too often absent in contemporary society. In an age often marked by fragmentation, art, theatre, and music connect us to something larger than ourselves, a shared human experience that transcends time, tradition, and individuality. This encourages a sense of collective identity, reminding us that we participate in something which is much larger than ourselves. So cultural opportunities at Somerset College offer students a widely applicable set of benefits, and if you would like to talk further about this, we can do so later. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We've spoken a lot about the perspective of our children, about what we're looking at for them, what we would like for them. But let's think for a second what it is like for us as adults, navigating our place in the world at the moment. The future is not what it used to be, was a quote I came across the other day. And I think this encapsulates that perhaps we can, in our generation, no longer expect from the future what previous generations did. The sense, perhaps, of security, of what we might rely on in the future, of how things might evolve, potentially is being disrupted. So we live in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. So much so that there's an acronym for it, a VUCA world. So while success in the traditional sense is undeniably important, we need to do something more. The future is not what it used to be. The world is rapidly evolving, and we must change too. My name is Claire Searle. I head up the ESTEAM program throughout the school, and professional development, innovation, and our student leadership program. The ESTEAM approach is about equipping students with the skills and the mindsets that endure, critical and creative thinking, the ability to communicate with impact, resilience where there are challenges, the ability to see opportunities where others see only problems. It is a fundamentally connected and optimistic mindset that one could describe as the entrepreneurial mindset, and that indeed is the first E of ESTEAM, entrepreneurship. We go far beyond talking about starting businesses and what that might entail, to talk more about that resilient, positive, connected attitude, which is the entrepreneurial spirit. So how do we prepare students for the future? ESTEAM is the cross-curricular approach to entrepreneurship, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, and its presence throughout the traditional curriculum. So an example of a project we have run, the French exam in grade 9 looks rather different. We incorporated French, design, and robotics into the French oral. So learning at Somerset College might look a little bit like that, and I'll show you some images later. So we are breaking down the silos within the school in favor of a systems thinking approach, always with a sustainability focus and a technology-rich vein that runs throughout it, to create a 21st century disposition where technical skill meets creativity and innovation in a way in which our children also are highly developed in their social skills, that they can collaborate, they can lean on others, put their heads together, and come up with unique solutions to problems which they will face in their generation. So, as you are prospective grade 8 parents, I'll speak a little bit to our grade 8 curriculum, and then I'll summarize the other grades to grade 11. So grade 8 is our year of our teen MBA, where students do business skills that one would expect, and entrepreneurial development in the way that I've described it. In addition, we have a deep dive into leadership skills, knowledge of self, knowledge of others, and that ability to work together. The year culminates with our project Innovation to Change Our World, where we look at the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the real problems in the world in their scope and breadth. Students choose one and must create a model or prototype that might go some way to mitigate that problem. They're required also to use our ESTEAM equipment. That might be a CNC cutter, laser cutter, the 3D printer, perhaps some of our robotic equipment in their solution as part of their solution. This is a year which is thoroughly interactive and active, and that the students really get to know each other, a lot about themselves, and they really enjoy. Grade 9 is our year where we really focus a lot on our robotics. What we're doing in grade 9 at the moment is the World Robotic Olympiad Challenge, Robo Mission, Innovate, Build and Compete. And on the screen you can see some photos of that. Out of what we're doing in class, which as I say is an Olympiad Challenge, we will get some teams who we will enter into the competition in the middle of the year. We are in the unique position of actually having students who have won the World Robotic Olympiad South African chapter 2 years running and have gone on to compete internationally. Those students have matriculated now, so this is our deliberate attempt to maintain that culture and that momentum within the school. And it's not about winning. We're not saying we need to win that every year, but it is saying, are we doing robotics at a level which is commensurate with the best schools and the best a 15-year-old can do worldwide, and we want to make sure that that is where we are. And of course, so importantly, even more importantly than robotics, is how do we approach challenges, how do we solve those problems, how do we collaborate with others, use the skills of others to create robotics machinery and so forth. So that's our grade 9 year. Grade 10, we're running a space science curriculum. I was lucky enough to go to NASA in Houston 2 years ago to an educators conference, which was absolutely incredible and life-changing. We in fact started the space science curriculum prior to that, but that experience has enabled me and the team to really bolster and grow this particular curriculum. So what we're looking at here is the breadth, if you think about STEAM, train like an astronaut, survive in space, which are human science physiology related curricula, engineering connections, looking at technology and future tech in space, and the last one I cannot remember right now, so I will just continue. But that really is a fantastic curriculum, one that students really enjoy, and we're very proud of it. In grade 11, and I will not be much longer, in grade 11 we're looking at the 4th Industrial Revolution, should we be saying the 5th Industrial Revolution, AI and aerial technology. So we're really focusing on technologies of the future. You'll see in these photographs our students playing with our drones, our tele drones. We newly have light wing drones, and in the bottom right hand corner, in fact, buildable drones. So there they are building them, coding them, and flying them. But they are asked to, for example, think about AI and how it might transform the career path that they see themselves progressing into. We're extremely lucky to be connected to industry and to universities in the area, and to have speakers and even mentors coming in to talk with our students about these topics. So in grade 11 we have relatively little time with them, but we certainly maximize that in a way that is pertinent to the age and stage and to what they need to know to be a future fit citizen of the world. I will just briefly mention the clubs that are on offer. So this curriculum runs during the course of the day for every student in the school, grade 000 to grade 11. But in addition, we have clubs on offer. Esports, where students train and compete. They train weekly, just as you would have practices in hockey or netball. Coding and robotics, of course. Our entrepreneurship club, where we pair students with mentors from our Old Oaks Association or with other industry leaders in the area if they really do have an idea that they want to drive and bring to fruition. And then our rocketry club, which we're also very proud of, that came from the students saying, we want to build rockets. Do you know how? I said, I think we could figure it out together. And now we do. So they actually are building their own rockets. They are 3D printing the parts, creating their motors, and actually then launching them on our sports fields. Don't worry when there's no sport taking place, which is not often. So in closing, I think Albert Einstein said that education is what remains once you've forgotten everything that you studied at school. So once you've forgotten the equations and the mountain ranges and the rules of grammar, and in our day, everything you can Google, everything that you can find, information at our fingertips, what is it that remains? And I think it is the ability to think, to challenge, and to change. Thank you.
parents. The danger of being one of the last speakers is we're starting to sound a little bit repetitive, so I apologise for that. So I'm Alvin Brink, Head of Sport and Outdoor Education, also looking a little bit after discipline in the school, but I've heard that your sons and daughters are all angels, so I don't have to talk about that today. But I did Google, and I specifically picked Google because most of us, except Ms. Searle, struggle a little bit with this whole AI thing, artificial intelligence. They say that the opposite for artificial intelligence is natural stupidity. But when you Google the advantages of school sport, these are a few of the answers that you'll get from Google. And I think as parents and as educators, we can definitely all relate to them. At Somerset College, we truly believe in holistic education, and therefore sports and outdoor education is a very important component for our school. It is so important that sport is compulsory here at Somerset College. And if you would allow me a few minutes, I would like to highlight 3 of the outcomes listed on the board. And they are social skills and positive mentors. Now, it's very common for senior students and juniors to actually interact on the sports field. Grade 8s can play in a tennis match with grade 12s and the golf team, maybe some of the rugby team they won't. But, and it's these interactions, these winning and losing, the affirmation and the disappointment, these are some of those experiences that they'll have out there on the field. And it's that guides them and helps them to develop the social skills, but they don't get those opportunities within a classroom. Now, for those of you who are still with us and not wondering what's going to happen in the cricket starting at 11 versus England, or wondering if you lock the front door, you realise that I've only mentioned 2. The third one that I would like to highlight is time management. Last year, our head boy managed to play first team level tennis, cricket, golf, hockey and soccer. Now that's not for all of us to achieve, but he still managed to achieve 80% in his final examination. And that is part of time management and being involved at Somerset College, and that's what we're looking for our students to achieve. And at this point, I probably have to apologise for those of you who cannot stop wondering about the front door. But unfortunately, we cannot give opportunities for students to participate in all sports. We do have a selected offering, but we can give them the opportunity to participate at a required level. We have top coaches here, but they do not just coach the first teams. All players must get opportunities. And I think it's evident if we look at the number of A and B teams that attend festivals and tournaments throughout the year. There's the opportunities for those that just want to participate and have fun, or those that want to take their sports to the next level. And yearly, Somerset College managed to produce a number of provincial water polo, cricket, rowing, hockey, and netball players. There is a perception out there that Somerset College is not a sports school. I personally believe that we are one of the few schools that actually managed to get it right to achieve both on the sports field and for our students to achieve fantastic academic results. In the league that we compete in, we are by far one of the smallest schools. Most of our competitors are over 1,000 schools, 1,200, double our size. And our achievements in these leagues are testament to the quality of the coaches and the dedication of our athletes. But I think if we start talking about outdoor education, the real people that you should speak to today are the students. And they're going to take you on tours, and you're going to also see our exhibits out in the hall. And please take time to ask our students about what their experience is at our outdoor education. And hopefully we have taught them enough that they will be able to even tell you why hummingbirds hum. And the answer is they don't know the words to the song. Thank you very much.
Good morning all. So, some of you know me, but most of you don't. But my name is Eva Retief and I'm the head girl of this year. So if I had to think back to my Somerset College Open Day in 2020, I never would have thought that I would end up here. To be honest, I was quite terrified of what lay ahead of me. But one thing that I can say for certain is that Somerset College was the right decision for me. My journey started here in grade 8 in 2021. At first, I was a stranger, but this place quickly became my home away from home, and the environment which has presented me with so many opportunities. It has prepared me to take on challenges not only in school, but in life too. Although my journey has been long, with many great moments, I would just like to highlight a couple that have shaped me into the person I am today. Grade 8 was a clean slate. When I arrived here, I knew nobody, and it was quite nerve-wracking. However, this all became much easier when I joined boarding. This became a milestone for me, as I still roam around those same hallways as I did in grade 8. This is a place filled with love and care that has taught me so much. To be able to wake up daily and have the most incredible view of Heidelberg is just a blessing. The people I've connected with are incredible, and I've made friends that I will cherish forever. Continuing my journey comes grade 9, and most importantly, Trek. Trek is a 27-day self-discovery journey, and quite frankly, the best experience of my life. It is the best way to make new friends and experience the outdoors. Trek not only teaches you about yourself, but also people skills, perseverance, and independence. Traits that have allowed me to excel in the rest of my Somerset College career. In my senior grades, grade 10, 11, and 12, leadership opportunities started to pop up, and I got the opportunity to get involved wherever I could. I really do believe that there's something for every single student here. I've been especially involved with the sports side of things, whether that be on the court with netball, tennis, or recently on the field with our newly developed girls football team. I've really been the happiest here. There are endless choices, and the coaches and staff involved are experienced and offer more than just sports advice. They offer guidance, and it never disappoints. And finally, today, I feel more proud than ever to be who I am in this prestigious school. With that, I can confidently say that Somerset College was the best choice for me. And I hope that you can have similar experiences and develop the same college pride that I have. Thank you. I'll hand over to Sophia.
Good morning all. My name is Takunda Mapanzara and I'm the head boy of Somerset College for 2025. Now looking back on my high school journey, I honestly don't know where to begin. Firstly, this school, through its caring and attentive teachers, has provided me with such great academic, sports, and cultural education, so much so that I've been able to achieve results I could never have imagined. What the school has done for me has not stopped there. It has also equipped me with the life skill of creativity, the confidence to aspire for greatness, and provide me with a place for self-discovery. Looking back over the last 4 years since arriving in 2021 in grade 8, I recall what instantly stood out to me about the school was that it was a place where creativity was embraced and celebrated. From in-house student-made productions to the renowned pop concert where students' musical talents are enjoyed by their peers and parents. Somerset College was clearly a place where I could discover my passion and truly try everything. This freedom to try resulted in me being able to develop skills and experience things I never would have attempted before, purely out of fear of judgment. But here at college, everyone is seen. Everyone has the chance to grow and develop the confidence to aspire what they could never have imagined possible. Honestly, in grade 7, I would have never thought I would be singing on stage in front of hundreds of people or talking to a room full of parents. But thanks to the staff and opportunities here at Somerset College, that's exactly what I'm doing today. Lastly, the school has allowed me to grow a sense of independence. From being able to lead school portfolios, where learners' interests such as drama are further explored, to being able to experience the life of a musician, actor, and sportsman all in 1 year. Somerset College has truly helped me discover who I am and what kind of person I want to be going into the future. Parents, this school at its core for me is honestly an environment where anyone can be prepared to do anything, and everyone is encouraged to be their unique selves. And after seeing what it has done for me, I look forward with great excitement into seeing what it does for your children coming in. So the school looks forward to welcoming you in 2026.
who heads up the boys' boarding house, Vineyard House. And our task today is to convince you that early onset empty nest syndrome is the right choice for you. And that you should send your child to boarding school. I also think it's unscripted magic that both Eva and Takunda spoke before us, and they are boarders of whom we are extremely proud. As much as today is about displaying what Somerset College has to offer, that's exceptionally difficult to do when it comes to boarding, because you cannot truly convey the essence of boarding by looking at the building. You have to interact with the people that live inside the boarding house and see how we live together and how we interact. And that is what will really help you understand the feeling of being a part of our boarding school. When coming into boarding, children are faced with trying to find a home and find a safe space for themselves among people who are of the same background and age as themselves, but also people who come from a completely different upbringing and worldview to themselves. And it's our experience that although it's challenging, it almost always leads to a memorable experience. At Somerset College Boarding, we live or go by an ethos of truly living. We strongly emphasize respect, and this is a culture that we've cultivated through open conversations and encouragement of taking responsibility for their own lives and their day-to-day organization, and also encouraging independence. As a staff complement, we strive to create a caring environment, a home away from home, that fosters character development and a love for life, where we know it challenges each of them towards personal growth, because they have the shared responsibility, but they also have times of fun and just good fellowship. We have at our boarding houses a capacity of about 120, 60 in each house, 40% of whom are currently international boarders, and roughly the same proportion stay in over weekends. We call them termly boarders. So there is at least some other humans around when boarders stay in over the weekends. We also accommodate exchange students when possible, which adds a lovely rich layer of culture. In terms of the leadership, that's yours. We as the respective heads of the boarding houses are assisted by a matron who is in-house and present during the school day, and 5 boarding house assistants each, who live in-house and who manage the daily operations of the house, and on whom we rely on achieving and maintaining a very healthy culture in boarding. We're all invested in the well-being and the growth of our boarders, and not only in the operation of boarding. And the BHAs, or boarding house assistants, are then in turn supported in their functions by the elected student heads of the boarding houses, whose role it is to further safeguard and promote boarders' welfare. That creates an open line of communication between staff and students. We encourage each of our boarders to lead by example and truly live, and that is because we are day to day actively involved in their lives.
Thank you. So routine is one of our things that we have in boarding, and I hear from Takunda, I heard from Takunda and Eva, they'll tell you about independence in boarding, waking up early in the morning, making sure that they're ready for school. So I would say make it a choice that you choose boarding, because you don't have to drive, but you don't have to. Cindy and I will be the parents, the bad cops, in this situation. In boarding, in the girls' house, there are 2 in a room, from grade 8 all the way to grade 12. In the boys' house, what we start off with is that grade 8 and 9, they're in the dormitory. We teach them to stay together, to learn, to hunt as a pack. And then from there, we start to put them in twos from grade 10 to 12. We wake up in the morning, we have to dress up, we have to get ready for school, and during the day we've got meals that are set for us. We are so thankful because the day scholars are so jealous of our lunch. They come and join every day. So yeah, they've got their meals, and at night we've got roll calls, we've got 2 hours of prep to make sure that they catch up on their studies. And then also we value them being outside. So both houses at 5 o'clock, we try and put our cell phones down and we go and play, kick a ball, listen to music, or walk around the campus and enjoy what is given out there. In the boarding houses as well, we've got access control, which is, we use the biometrics. At 9 o'clock at night, it is locked. No one can get in, no one can get out, except for staff members. During the day, it is only accessible to all the boarders. So a day scholar or any other people, they cannot get in there. If you want to book them out to go, we've got a system which is called the Boardwell app, where myself and Cindy operates, and we can communicate with you wherever you are in the world, and you can approve trips wherever they want to go to make sure that they are safe. To look after them, we've got a nurse in the school, Sister Lizanne. She's got a clinic at the back there. And I think the whole school is quite jealous that the boarding has got a medical nurse. I don't know if she is for the school or if she's for the boarding. I think she's for the boarding, right? Yes, so we've got Sister Lizanne who takes care of all the boarders, making sure that they are well looked after. If they are sick in the morning, they'll get looked after as they all do at home. And any medications that needs to be administered, she does that and makes sure that everybody is well looked after. And then like any other children as well, in the comfort of their homes, over weekends, we've got plans that we do. We make sure that we take them out, whether it's to Stellenbosch or hike, or go and pick up strawberries, go to the waterfront, go to the beach. These are some of the activities that we also do. So we try and give them a feeling of a home, away from home, whilst they're in boarding. In conclusion, we are just 20 minutes away from the airport, and make it a choice that you come to us. And usually you're going against the traffic to come here, which is quite nice, and you can get here on time. And the other things that we also do as well is that there's lots of games for them to play within the boarding house. The campus is quite big for them to enjoy. And yeah, we're so grateful as well that with load shedding coming back, boarders don't experience load shedding, by the way. So you know, so if you want to, we are so grateful that the school has got a solar system, a backup generator that makes sure that our boarders have got everything that they need, and they've got no excuse of not doing their homework. Right? Should you want to be in boarding, you go through an interview process whereby myself or Cindy, we sit in there and with our student development unit, and then thereafter we supply you with the boarding manual with all the details and everything that you need. So I hope to see you, most of you, after this for a boarding tour so that you can see the field. There will be students assisting you and helping you there to answer all your questions. Thank you so much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vanessa Bourne, and together with my colleague Judith Vari, we are responsible for the admissions office at Somerset College. So I'm the last to talk today, but normally I'm the first voice that you will speak to if you want to know how to apply to Somerset College. So it's truly great to speak to you this morning. Many of you have corresponded with us and by email, and it's wonderful to be able to meet you in person, many of you for the first time. So if I haven't formally met you face to face, please come up and introduce yourself. It's always great to put a face to the name. Following today's session, you may be wondering about the next steps in the application process. Some of you have already asked. Once the assessments, which your children are currently writing, have been completed and evaluated, the academic team will first be conducting scholarship interviews. A scholarship interview is by invitation only, based on the results of the placement assessment, the academic level of the Grade 6 report, cultural and sporting participation, and the students' time management of their extracurricular program, which should include leadership potential. The successful candidates will receive letters of offer for the scholarships, and thereafter all other letters of offer will be sent out during term 2. Students who were unsuccessful in being awarded a scholarship will be included in receiving a standard letter of offer. All the information that I'm sharing with you this morning, by the way, is in the pack that you were given. There is a QR code. You can simply scan that, and you'll get a bullet point reminder of what this is about. While we acknowledge the anticipation for this period of waiting can bring, we really do kindly ask for your patience as the academic committee deliberates. Rest assured, as soon as we have their decisions and they finalize them, we will promptly dispatch all the notifications to you. We will, unfortunately, not be in a position to provide a decision before these emails go out. While your children are focused on their assessments right now, we have arranged a tour of our campus led by the members of our school PR committee, and they have worked very hard, and we are very proud of their ability to showcase our school to you. You have all been allocated to a group with a PR student who will serve as your tour guide for the morning. We ask that you meet your PR student immediately following the conclusion of this presentation. We want to get started straight away, and to please remain within your group for the duration of the tour. We often have to find lost parents. Bad enough finding lost children and lost bags. So the tour will take about an hour, and we ask that you please bear this in mind. Following the tours, we invite you to join our senior school staff on the Manor House lawn for refreshments, and this is also an excellent opportunity for any questions you may have following the tour. After which, you are welcome to leave, so your part of the day ends at about 11:30, and then you'll return later on at about 3 o'clock to collect your child. We have planned an afternoon of activities and entertainment for your children. There are some really cool things that they're going to be doing today. It's a chance for them to unwind, let their hair down, have some fun after the rigors of their academic assessments. So please ensure to fetch your children promptly at 3 p.m. from the East Steam parking area. So the East Steam parking area, everybody, if you're not sure where that is, please ask. And please, we ask respectfully that you wait there for them. And our PR students will accompany them to the East Steam parking once they are done. We are very grateful for your presence here today, and thank you for choosing to join us and for taking time out of your weekend to be with us. So just a last reminder, your designated tour guide will be the PR student holding the flag with a corresponding number to what you have on your name, your little name sticker. So on behalf of everybody here at Somerset College, we hope you enjoy your tour and welcome to our school. You may leave for your tour.